Welcome back, guys. Today we'll be reviewing the Bugout and the Bugout Mini. So I've had the Bugout Mini for around 6 months now, and I got it mostly just because I wanted to get something different besides the regular because Jared and Zach already had it. But I've learned that for my hand size, I actually prefer the Mini a little bit over the regular. And I think that the difference is actually minimal if you look at the specs, but in the hand it does make a big difference. And the specs on the Mini are overall 6.49 inches. The blade length is 2.82 inches, and the weight of this knife is 1.5 ounces.
And I've had the regular Bugout for about the same time, about 6 months. And I really like it. I think it seems to be the right size for me. The specs on this one overall is 7.46 inches with the blade being 3.24 inches, and the weight is 1.85 ounces.
And I've got the regular Bugout as well, the original one in blue and the satin blade. I acid washed my blade just to give it a little bit of a custom detail, but this knife's been through the ringer, so it doesn't look that great anymore. Compared to the Mini, the specs don't look that much different, but in hand, there's a big difference. My hand is quite a bit bigger than his, so this knife fits perfectly in my hand, where this one, when I go to grab it, I feel like I can still get all my fingers on there, but this finger right here is kind of on the end. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, for me, it's holding it is fine. I really don't have an issue when it's open in my hand, but trying to close it or trying to open it is just a little. It's just a little. The handle seems a little too small to hold on to, and it is great. Other than that, so if it was just a little bigger, it might be perfect. Speaking of which, the regular size just seems perfect to me.
Yeah, I like the Mini a lot, but I feel like opening it and closing it, because I tend to open mine kind of holding the back of the knife in the clip and then just kind of pulling down on the axis and flicking it open. That's just a little bit cramped. I've got another knife, the Kershaw Launch 11, that for the size I tend to like a little bit better because it's an auto, so you don't have to worry about trying to flick it open or any of that. So for small knives for me, they're a little bit harder to open. But I mean, what's your thoughts on these two?
Personally, I think with my hand size, it is noticeably smaller, but I don't think it affects being able to open or close for me. And I think it actually just feels a little bit more snappy to me. And after getting used to the Mini, the regular Bugout actually feels almost a little bit too big for me. So while I do think I'll be picking one of these up, for now I do think I enjoy the Mini more.
And I don't think we said this, but all the Bugouts we have here are in S30V. I know they have some specials. I think Blade HQ had an exclusive that was 20CV, and there might even be a couple more, but all the ones we have are S30V. In comparison, I think before the Bugout came out, the 940 Osborne was what was considered to be Benchmade's like best EDC knife, and I don't have the specs offhand on this, but if you put them together, the blade is a little bit longer and the handle is slightly longer. Both great knives, but as far as weight, this actually weighs the 1.85 and this weighs 2.6. So this is by far, not by far, but a few ounces lighter.
Yeah, I think that's probably its greatest attribute, because before I ever handled one, I heard it was a light knife. It was very light, and I thought, okay, that's that's fine. I don't really pay. I didn't really pay too much attention when it came to the weight of a knife. There's like big knives, there's small knives, okay, whatever. But then actually feeling it, it was actually shocking the first time ever holding it. It feels like a toy. It doesn't feel like, you know, it's gonna hold together. It feels like it's gonna break apart. But after using it, I mean, it's definitely tough enough. It'll handle anything that you got. Despite being light, it is well constructed and it's solid.
Yeah, people say that I mean, you can squeeze the handle scales together if you really want to. Doesn't have any effect on everyday use or the durability of it. I haven't had any problems with it and done some pretty rough things with it. Speaking of how light it is, typically I like a little bit more weight in my pocket. This goes in and you definitely don't know you have it. And the washing machine knows you don't realize you had it too. I've only washed this 6 or 7 times.
It's been good every time.
Yeah, no problem.
And one of the gripes, as Zach mentioned, is people think it feels cheap. And personally, I think it feels fine, but you know, this isn't something that you're going to be out on the campsite with batoning through sticks of wood. So
yeah, this is definitely not.
For what it is made to do, it is almost the perfect design, in my opinion. Whether it be the mini or the regular. And I think that it's a light knife. It lacks substantial liners, so it's thin. So in terms of EDC, if you're the kind of guy that just has a knife and just rocks with that one knife, this is the knife for you.